Hello all you speed demons, I am Primo and I'm going to show you today. So some of you guys just got into this and it's open up this week. Maybe you got your first time playing GTA, or maybe this is your new thing. You want to learn how to play open wheel racing. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how to win at it. And we're going to go over all the cars, all the stuff, and everything you're going to need to be the next big challenge. So let's check it out. Head down into my secret base here. So here are the open wheel cars that we have available to us when we want to race. There is the R88, the DR1, the PR4, and the BR8. Think of these cars over here as kind of the old school cars. They're kind of cool to have around, but they're not going to be as fast. The PR4 is what we really started off with, and this was a cool car, but it really just has gone out of favor, even with the handling it has. But this is going to be your king. The BR8 is the car of choice, and it just is going to be skilled at everything. So if you really want to win, you're going to end up owning a BR8 no matter how you say it. I know some people will say, hey, it's based on the track. We've tested this until my head fell off, and literally there is just no other way of getting a faster car other than just taking this car and doing it up. As you can see over here on Legendary Motorsports, there's your 4 cars right here. Currently, they're in a discount right now, but expect to spend a good deal of money on them. $3,400,000 just buys you the car. You're going to be doing a ton of upgrading to it. So let's head over to Hal's real quick so we can do a little bit of tuning and installing parts on the car and show you exactly what matters and what doesn't. So when you're upgrading the car, you're going to do the regular stuff, the armor, the brakes, everything's going to, the engine, make sure everything is as high as it can possibly go. What's going to change is going to be right here. The first one is going to be your front wing, which you notice that there's only a few options here. And then your spoiler, which is going to be your other setting. These actually do affect how your handling is going to be in the car. Now, I'm not going to go over everything because there's places that you can look up this information on, but I do want you to understand the idea that each of these things has an integer assigned to it and what it looks like. So the default stock wing has a 1.0 downforce. This one has a 1.10. The circuit attack has a 0.85. This one is a 1.25. And this one's a 1.35. When it comes to spoilers, you're going to be 1.0 here, 0.80, 0.90, 1.1, 1.15, 1.20, and 1.25. So the big trick here is to understand that the more downforce you put on the vehicle, the easier it's going to be able to turn through corners, but the less top speed it's going to have. It's pretty much that simple. For those in the know, you'll notice that I have a 2.25 downforce. What's also important is to understand the more downforce I put on the front of the car, the easier the front's going to rotate. If I decide to put less on the back, I could end up having the car break free, spin out, those kind of problems. So there is a little thinking that goes into setting up your front and back wing, but regardless, that's the only really thing you have to worry about, and that's going to spell the difference between winning and losing. Most people I notice use the extreme shark fin wing, and sure, that's going to give them a little bit more downforce, but obviously it's in the back, so it doesn't play as much and they don't get as much top speed. I prefer going up with this one because I get a lot more speed, and usually that really just gives me the edge to be faster than everybody else, and that's really what you need at the end of the day, is just a little bit more edge than others. I'm also going to make this clear that this may not be the perfect setup. It may be the perfect setup for you. It may not be the perfect setup for anybody. The thing is this is the setup that I use to win all the time, and as you can see from some positions, I'm up there. So I've got some good wins. I've got some good lap times. I'm not the best in the world, but really with these cars, it's all about the setup and not as much about skill. But here's the point where we're going to learn some skill. The open wheel races are actually in the races section. So if you go over to races online, you can do this. You can select your own. You can also use the quick option in your phone to just jump over and do jobs and try to get some races. Unfortunately, it's not in the series mode yet. I don't know why. Tell Rockstar to put it in. Now I'm going to use a track Lap It Up because it's pretty much the easiest track to teach anybody on. It's very fast, so having something where you can actually test out the cars in a good way is awesome. I also like that I'm at the 31st position on this track, so win-win. The big thing here is standard. Non-contact is the only options you're going to have. When you're selecting laps, it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and that'll be your only options. You will have additional options to set custom vehicles on things like catch up, but the great thing is catch up is defaulted to off, so here's my suggestion. Leave it that way. So here's where you have a tire section, and this is something that most people don't pay attention to because you don't have it in any other kind of racing. There's 3 types of tires: soft, hard, and medium. Soft tires are only going to last you 2 or 3 laps at best. Medium lasts you about 5 laps total, and hard can last you a really long time. The better the tire, the better it's going to grip. So soft tires are going to be much faster than hard tires will be. But since they wear out so fast, if you spend more time in the pits, you're going to lose time. For me, the best way of racing and winning is to stay on the track, so which is why I like the medium, and it's a good even 5. If I can get 6 laps out of it, great. More time on the track, and I can usually pull it out to get a common win with it. Just a good all-around set. Now, unlike normal races where everybody's going to rev their engines up and get ready for the 1, 2, 3, you're going to see a 5-bar light thing, and I'm going to count it down for you so you can get it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then 1, 2, 3. So those are going to be in 3 settings. They come in launch at 3, launch at 5, launch at 9. If you rev, you're going to lose it. So don't rev. Just wait for it to happen. Count it off in your head and get ready to hit the trigger when it goes. That launch is going to be basically the boost launch that you see in normal cars. So the trick to riding this is going to be pretty simple. Try to get inside those lines and turn it, and try to trust this car. The trick is really going to be to trust these cars to keep the pedal down as much as you can in the turns. Now, if you can't turn enough in those areas to keep the hammer down when you're going through the turns, you're going to want to change the way your setting is on your downforce to make it so that you can. Maybe you want it a little bit higher. Maybe you want it a little bit lower. Depends on your personal setup. Once you hit lap 2, you're going to get KERS Boost. And if you click the KERS Boost, you get a nice little boost of speed. Doesn't last forever, so it's best to use it on any straight areas. And be careful if you use it in a way that overcomes your downforce so you can't make turns. As you can see here, the KERS is actually building up as I slow down. And it gives you a way to kind of catch back up if you have areas that you're weak in. But the trick is that to use the KERS Boost almost as little as possible because you're really just going flat out. But if you have the KERS Boost, it's great to have it in straightaways that allow you to improve your time. So for instance, there's no way of really going around this corner right here at full speed, so you just make sure your turn is perfect, use your apexes, and then you hit your boost to come out of it. Here's another example of hitting your apex, going a little slow, and then hitting the outside. Think of this as a musical play where you're going to balance how you're driving. So don't think of it as the turn you're in, but think about how you're setting up your next turn and your next turn and your next turn in a way that's going to get you the fastest around the track. And the temptation will be like here to use your boost because you just built it back up. Don't use it here because you're just going to waste it. Take this turn really well, get a lot of speed, and then use your boost in the straightaway. Now, if you see in the lower left there, you got tire wear. Tire wear is important. You're going to want to keep an eye on that. Right now, my tires aren't bad at all, but they can get really bad. They're going to start getting into the oranges and deep orange, and then what you're going to start hearing is a beeping noise. And then it's going to beep again. If it beeps again, the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to lose control of your rear wheels and start to spin out, and then after that, you're going to pop a tire. This is where I see most people screw up because they never use the pits. If you have any damage on your car or anything else, this is the place to use it. As you hit it, it's going to slow you down. Try to get to the other end. Then you'll see the lower left fill back up, and you're going for broke. So let's say you have a bad day, and you lose your front bumper. That sucks. Now you've lost all your downforce on the front. But again, the part that people always miss. And the pits fix all your problems. So now we do a lap real quick and show you exactly kind of a good line for this track, and hopefully it looks good. So that should give you the basics on how to win your first open wheel race. Remember, each setup is going to be make it your own, do it to your liking, do what makes you feel good, and don't be stuck with just using the BR8. Have fun with all the cars. Here's you winning some few races. Have a good one.